Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich begins with a radical, yet practical idea. Most people sabotage their financial future not because they earn too little, but because they fail to systematize their money. From college graduates drowning in student debt to mid-career professionals overwhelmed by credit card bills, Sethi identifies a common thread: a lack of intentional financial design. His core lesson emerges immediately. Richness is not about frugality alone, nor about pinching pennies to exhaustion. Instead, it is about creating a life that balances discipline with freedom, where money serves purpose rather than fear. This lesson naturally leads to the next. Mastering your finances is not a one-time event, but a structured, repeatable process that compounds over time, much like investing itself. Across the United States, millions fail to save because they react to financial chaos rather than construct proactive systems. Globally, individuals in emerging economies face similar challenges, compounded by unpredictable income streams and limited access to financial tools. Yet the principle remains consistent. Financial mastery is a mindset reinforced by actionable structures. If this is your first time, subscribe so you don't miss out. Let's continue. Sethi immediately confronts the cultural misconception that being rich requires extreme sacrifice. Through a combination of behavioral psychology and anecdotal evidence, he explains that people often avoid automating their finances, investing, or negotiating because these actions seem tedious or uncomfortable. This avoidance is costly. By illustrating how small, deliberate steps compound, he bridges the gap between fear and action. In practice, he shows that automating savings and investment is more effective than relying on self-discipline alone. A lesson exemplified by individuals like Americans enrolled in 401k programs or Europeans using recurring transfers into index funds. Even in places like India, automated mutual fund investments or recurring deposit schemes yield substantial long-term benefits. Sethi's message is clear: systems trump willpower, and behavior is more predictable when external structures enforce positive choices. The narrative moves quickly into actionable tactics, starting with conscious spending. Here, Sethi introduces a counterintuitive lesson. You can spend extravagantly on the things you love as long as you cut ruthlessly in areas that don't matter. This lesson is transformative because it challenges the prevailing notion that wealth requires austerity. In the American context, young professionals often struggle with lifestyle creep, spending incrementally more as their salaries rise without realizing the long-term cost to retirement or investments. Globally, urban professionals in cities like London, Toronto, or Singapore face similar traps. Frequent dining, subscriptions, and luxury goods inflate expenses unnoticed. By consciously prioritizing what matters most to them and automating saving in parallel, individuals can enjoy present pleasures while building wealth, creating both psychological and financial freedom simultaneously. Sethi emphasizes another foundational lesson: high-impact decisions matter far more than meticulous budgeting. While traditional financial advice focuses on minor cuts, like skipping lattes or using coupons, Sethi demonstrates that negotiating a higher salary, optimizing credit card rewards, or investing early yields exponentially greater results. Consider an American mid-career professional who negotiates a $10,000 raise. This single action often outweighs months of aggressive coupon clipping. Similarly, young entrepreneurs in Asia or Africa who secure better financing terms or investment deals dramatically alter their wealth trajectory without changing day-to-day spending habits. The lesson flows naturally into personal accountability. The richest individuals are those who identify high-leverage actions, act decisively, and resist being trapped by busy work. Sethi's framework empowers readers to focus on effort that creates meaningful results rather than exhausting themselves with low-impact minutiae. Building on this principle, Sethi introduces the power of automation as a cornerstone of financial success. Automating income, savings, debt repayment, and investments eliminates the friction of daily decision-making and reduces the chance of emotional interference. This lesson is reinforced globally. In the United States, automatic contributions to Roth IRAs or 401(k)s increase participation and long-term wealth, while in Europe, recurring transfers to retirement accounts ensure consistency. In India, Recurring mutual fund SIPs, systematic investment plans, have similar effects, demonstrating that automation is universally effective when financial tools are accessible. Sethi's lesson here is that human willpower is fallible, but systems designed to function independently of motivation ensure that good choices are made consistently, which compounds wealth over decades. Sethi also tackles the psychological dimension of money, showing that beliefs about wealth often limit behavior more than lack of knowledge. Many people internalize scarcity thinking or adopt cultural narratives that equate spending with happiness. By reframing money as a tool for freedom rather than a source of anxiety, individuals can shift their mindset from fear to opportunity. He illustrates this with examples of American professionals overcoming student debt to invest aggressively and global entrepreneurs who leverage calculated risk-taking to grow businesses. These examples reinforce another lesson. Wealth is a byproduct of disciplined, intelligent decisions, not luck or inheritance. Understanding this psychological framework is critical because it explains why two individuals with identical incomes can have drastically different financial outcomes over a lifetime. The book moves seamlessly into debt management, a practical concern with significant emotional weight. Sethi encourages readers to attack high-interest debt first while maintaining automated systems for bills and investments. The lesson extends beyond technique. The emotional relief gained from controlling debt fuels further financial action, creating a positive feedback loop. In the United States, credit card debt remains a major barrier to wealth accumulation. Globally, microfinance borrowers and small business owners face analogous challenges with high-interest loans. By demonstrating the tangible connection between debt reduction and empowerment, Sethi encourages readers to confront financial discomfort rather than avoid it, a psychological and practical principle that translates across borders. Investing becomes the next logical extension of his system. Sethi demystifies the process by recommending diversified, low-cost index funds over speculative trading. This lesson underscores the importance of simplicity over sophistication. Complex strategies rarely outperform consistent, disciplined approaches. In the U.S., platforms like Vanguard and Fidelity allow automated contributions to index funds, mirroring Sethi's advice. Globally, online brokerage platforms in Europe, Asia, and Africa make similar strategies accessible. The takeaway is universal. Wealth grows predictably when systems remove emotional decision-making, focus on long-term consistency, and reduce complexity. By teaching readers to act early and stay the course, Sethi embeds the principle of patience as a financial superpower. Ramit also emphasizes the importance of conscious earning. He instructs readers not only to optimize expenses, but to maximize income opportunities through salary negotiation, side businesses, or entrepreneurship. This lesson flows naturally from automated saving. Having a system in place for money management magnifies the impact of any additional income earned. Examples abound. In the U.S., tech employees negotiating stock options see exponential gains. Globally, freelancers in remote work markets like the Philippines or Kenya can dramatically increase earnings by leveraging specialized skills online. Sethi links this principle to behavioral economics. Income growth without systemic control often leads to proportional spending increases, whereas income growth combined with automated savings multiplies long-term wealth. Part of Sethi's genius is in connecting these lessons to lifestyle design. He insists that wealth is not just a number. It is the ability to live life on one's terms. By prioritizing what truly matters, automating the financial backbone, reducing unnecessary friction, eliminating debt, investing wisely, and consciously increasing income, individuals achieve both security and freedom. This lesson resonates widely. In America, lifestyle design manifests as financial independence, early retirement, or flexible work arrangements. Globally, emerging middle-class professionals in urban centers prioritize financial freedom as a gateway to mobility, education, and family well-being. By integrating psychology, systems thinking, and practical financial tactics, Sethi provides a blueprint that transcends cultural and geographic boundaries. As the first part of the book comes to an end, the cumulative lesson becomes evident. Becoming rich is less about talent or luck and more about deliberate, systemic action. Each principle builds upon the previous. Conscious spending enables high-leverage decisions. Automation enforces discipline. Debt management creates emotional and financial freedom. Investing compounds wealth over time, and conscious earning amplifies all outcomes. The narrative demonstrates that financial transformation is an iterative process requiring attention to mindset, behavior, and structure simultaneously. Sethi's global and American examples reinforce the universality of these lessons, proving that the path to wealth is accessible to anyone willing to adopt intentional strategies rather than relying on luck, fear, or minimal effort. Once the foundational systems are in place, Sethi emphasizes the power of conscious spending in combination with automation. He illustrates that the ability to allocate money toward what truly matters, travel, experiences, hobbies, or personal growth, while simultaneously automating savings and investments, allows individuals to enjoy life today without compromising the future. This creates a positive feedback loop. The more individuals see the benefits of disciplined financial systems, the more willing they are to commit to them, reinforcing both consistency and psychological satisfaction. American professionals, for example, often automate retirement contributions and simultaneously budget for annual vacations or passion projects, demonstrating that financial discipline need not entail sacrifice. Globally, young professionals in countries such as Singapore or Brazil are increasingly using digital tools to split money between immediate pleasures and long-term investments, showing that Sethi's principles transcend borders. Negotiation emerges as a pivotal lesson, bridging the gap between financial systems and income growth. Sethi demonstrates that the easiest way to accelerate wealth is to maximize what you earn through informed negotiation strategies. For instance, U.S. employees in tech or finance who negotiate raises early in their careers see a compounding effect on total income, far outweighing the incremental gains of extreme frugality. Globally, independent consultants, freelancers, and small business owners in markets ranging from India to Kenya experience similar results. Confidently negotiating contracts, service fees, or salaries leads to transformative financial outcomes. Sethi teaches that negotiation is not confrontational. It is a structured dialogue where preparation, knowledge of value, and strategic framing create win-win outcomes. This lesson builds upon earlier principles. Automation, conscious spending, and behavioral awareness amplify the impact of every dollar earned or saved. Psychology continues to play a central role in Sethi's framework. He stresses that the emotional relationship with money often determines success more than financial knowledge. Many individuals unconsciously sabotage wealth creation due to fear, limiting beliefs, or social comparison. For example, millennials in the U.S. may hesitate to invest in the stock market due to fear of loss, even when long-term evidence favors equity growth. In Europe, young adults delay home ownership or entrepreneurship because societal pressure to conform to safe, predictable paths generates anxiety. By reframing money as a tool for freedom rather than stress, Sethi illustrates how financial behavior can be reshaped. Conscious acknowledgement of psychological barriers allows individuals to replace scarcity thinking with proactive decision-making, creating a mindset that thrives under structured systems of wealth. Another key lesson is the impact of leveraging credit wisely. Sethi demonstrates that credit cards, when managed correctly, become tools for wealth rather than traps for debt. By using cards with rewards, paying balances in full, and maintaining excellent credit scores, individuals unlock opportunities for travel, business investment, and financial leverage. In the U.S., this translates to enhanced creditworthiness, lower loan rates, and reward points accumulation. Globally, middle-class professionals in countries like Canada, the UAE, or Malaysia achieve similar benefits, using credit to access resources they could not otherwise afford while avoiding unnecessary interest. This principle connects directly to automation and conscious spending. Systems ensure timely payments, and psychological discipline prevents impulsive misuse. Sethi also dives into investing strategies tailored for both beginners and experienced individuals. He stresses low-cost index funds, Roth IRAs, and 401(k)s in the American context, while highlighting global analogs such as mutual funds in India, ETFs in Europe, and diversified portfolios in Australia. The lesson here extends beyond technical knowledge. By creating automatic, disciplined investment systems, individuals reduce the influence of emotion and speculation. Real-life examples reinforce this. American investors who start contributing $500 monthly at age 25 often amass over $500,000 by 55 due to compounding interest, even without market timing. Similarly, Nigerian professionals investing in low-cost index funds see exponential wealth growth over decades compared to short-term trading, emphasizing that patience and consistency outperform sporadic risk-taking. This builds on the earlier lesson that systems trump willpower, showing that structured financial action multiplies results over time. Sethi highlights the value of targeted entrepreneurship and side income as a multiplier of wealth. He illustrates that relying solely on a salary, even one that grows steadily, limits financial potential. By identifying opportunities aligned with personal skills or passions, individuals can create scalable income streams without jeopardizing their financial systems. For example, American software developers launch SaaS products while maintaining day jobs, increasing total earnings while automating personal savings. Globally, freelancers in regions like Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America leverage digital marketplaces to supplement income, demonstrating the universal applicability of this lesson. The principle is that financial systems and discipline form a foundation, but income growth accelerates wealth exponentially, reinforcing the importance of proactive earning strategies. A subtler, yet crucial, lesson emerges in Sethi's discussion of long-term lifestyle design. He frames money not as an end, but as a tool to craft a life aligned with one's values. Individuals who understand this balance avoid the trap of oversaving to the point of deprivation or overspending to the point of instability. For instance, American professionals who automate investments and maintain discretionary spending often report higher satisfaction and reduced financial stress. Globally, similar patterns appear among middle-class urban dwellers in places like London, Berlin, or Sydney, who balance mortgage commitments, leisure, and long-term investments. The lesson builds upon previous principles. Automation ensures consistency, conscious spending enforces priorities, and psychological clarity prevents emotional sabotage. Together, these strategies create both wealth and meaningful experiences. Ramit Sethi also emphasizes the importance of learning to say no and setting boundaries around financial commitments. Many individuals, particularly in cultures with strong social obligations, overspend to meet expectations, leading to debt or wasted resources. In the U.S., people often finance lifestyle inflation through credit cards to maintain appearances. Globally, social norms around weddings, festivals, or family obligations create similar pressures. By identifying areas of low-impact spending and reducing them deliberately, individuals free both money and mental energy. This lesson reinforces conscious spending, showing that wealth is not just accumulated through earning and investing, but also by selectively controlling outflows. Sethi further explores the role of targeted negotiation beyond salaries, extending to rent, subscriptions, bills, and professional fees. He demonstrates that negotiation is less about confrontation and more about strategic communication, informed research, and confidence. American workers negotiating rent reductions or lower insurance premiums experience significant annual savings. Similarly, small business owners globally, from Latin America to Asia, improve cash flow by negotiating favorable supplier terms. This principle is connected to earlier lessons. Maximizing high-leverage financial decisions, maintaining automation for predictable systems, and cultivating psychological confidence amplify the effectiveness of negotiation, showing that wealth creation is a holistic interplay between action, mindset, and systems. By integrating psychological insights, system design, automation, conscious spending, negotiation, and income growth strategies, Sethi creates a framework that is both scalable and universally applicable. He illustrates that financial transformation is not an abstract ideal, but a replicable methodology. American and global examples consistently show that individuals who adopt these principles outperform peers who rely on luck, chance, or reactive behavior. The lessons cascade naturally. Psychological reframing allows disciplined action. Disciplined action allows automation. Automation enables high-leverage negotiation and investment. Income growth magnifies returns, and lifestyle design ensures both freedom and fulfillment. Together, these lessons form a cohesive architecture for building wealth intentionally rather than passively. The final dimension of financial mastery that Sethi emphasizes is behavioral reinforcement, how to maintain systems, sustain discipline, and scale wealth over the long term. Even with automated savings, investments, and conscious spending, human psychology can derail progress through temptation, social pressure, or apathy. Sethi's solution is simple yet profound. Create financial habits that require minimal ongoing effort while maximizing visibility of progress. For example, Americans frequently use apps to track net worth or investment growth, which provides immediate feedback and reinforces the habit loop of disciplined finance. Globally, young professionals from Singapore to Brazil leverage similar digital tools, often using visual dashboards to see cumulative growth, which motivates continued commitment. The underlying lesson is universal. People persist in behaviors when results are visible, consistent, and psychologically rewarding. Sethi also underscores the importance of scaling income intentionally, rather than relying solely on linear salary growth. High-leverage opportunities, side businesses, investments, consulting, intellectual property, or digital products can dramatically amplify wealth if structured around existing financial systems. For instance, American freelance writers and designers who automate savings while growing client bases see their net worth accelerate faster than those with higher static salaries. Globally, tech freelancers in countries like India or Kenya use online marketplaces to access high-paying international clients while maintaining local cost of living advantages. This lesson reinforces the earlier principle that wealth creation is less about cutting expenses and more about strategically increasing income while maintaining disciplined systems. By integrating psychological, systemic, and high-leverage approaches, individuals create exponential rather than incremental growth. Sethi further highlights the importance of conscious risk-taking. Many individuals avoid investments or entrepreneurial ventures due to fear of loss, but calculated risks aligned with knowledge and preparation often produce disproportionate rewards. In the U.S., young investors who diversify into index funds early, or entrepreneurs who bootstrap ventures with careful financial planning, significantly outperform peers who play it safe. Globally, small business owners in emerging markets who innovate in low-cost, high-demand sectors experience similar success, turning small opportunities into transformative wealth. This principle is directly connected to automation and psychological frameworks. With core systems in place, individuals can embrace risk confidently because failure will not destabilize their financial foundation. Another embedded lesson concerns the psychology of delayed gratification and the compounding effect of patience. Sethi stresses that building wealth is not about immediate consumption, but about structuring a life where delayed rewards generate long-term freedom. This is evident in both American and global contexts. Young professionals who invest early, avoid high-interest debt, and live below their means often accumulate more than older peers who earn more but spend impulsively. For example, an American tech employee investing $500 monthly at 25 can accumulate over $500,000 by 55, while a 35-year-old earning more but spending extravagantly may not achieve half that. Similarly, in Europe, disciplined young investors using automated investment plans experience parallel outcomes. Sethi's lesson is that compounding is as much behavioral as financial. The ability to wait, sustain systems, and resist short-term temptation determines long-term wealth far more than any single high-risk action. Sethi weaves in the importance of conscious communication about money, both personally and professionally. Open conversations with partners about shared goals, with colleagues about pay, or with service providers about terms, reduce hidden friction and unlock opportunities. In American households, couples who regularly discuss finances report higher wealth accumulation and lower stress. Globally, transparent negotiation with landlords, suppliers, and family members in cultures with complex financial expectations fosters financial stability and trust. This lesson connects directly to his philosophy of intentionality. When financial systems are paired with strategic communication, the probability of errors, overspending, or missed opportunities decreases dramatically. Wealth becomes both predictable and flexible, allowing individuals to respond to opportunities without fear. An additional lesson concerns financial rituals and milestone tracking. Sethi encourages readers to celebrate progress while keeping momentum toward long-term objectives. In practice, this may involve periodic reviews of net worth, investment growth, or income streams. Americans often use annual financial check-ins or quarterly budget reviews to reinforce these habits. Globally, digital finance tools enable similar tracking, allowing users from diverse economic environments to maintain awareness and motivation. The principle is consistent. Human behavior responds to feedback. Visibility of progress solidifies habits, reduces procrastination, and sustains disciplined action. It complements automation by adding conscious oversight, ensuring systems do not become mechanical without engagement. Sethi also explores the cultural dimension of spending and how individual values shape wealth-building decisions. He demonstrates that wealth is not a universal metric of happiness, but a mechanism to achieve freedom aligned with personal priorities. For instance, one American may prioritize early retirement and minimalism, while another invests in experiences like travel or education. Globally, similar variations exist. In Japan, financial security may manifest in real estate acquisition. In Nigeria, entrepreneurs may focus on business capital. In Europe, balanced lifestyles often blend savings with discretionary spending. Sethi's integrated lesson is that conscious spending aligned with personal values maximizes both financial efficiency and life satisfaction. The practice of identifying high-value priorities, automating low-impact expenditures, and directing resources intentionally becomes a universal principle of effective wealth management. Finally, Sethi emphasizes the importance of mindset reinforcement. He illustrates that building wealth is a continuous psychological and behavioral journey, not a single act or series of transactions. By internalizing principles of conscious spending, automation, high-leverage decisions, negotiation, risk-taking, and intentional income growth, individuals cultivate a resilient financial identity. In American culture, financial literacy programs, wealth coaching, and entrepreneurial mentorship reinforce this approach. Globally, financial education initiatives and peer-to-peer mentorship programs offer similar support. The key insight is that systems, mindset, and behavior are inseparable. Financial mastery emerges from the alignment of all three, ensuring sustainable, scalable, and meaningful wealth creation over a lifetime. By the conclusion of these principles, the overarching lesson crystallizes. Wealth is built deliberately, systematically, and intentionally, integrating behavior, psychology, systems, and high-impact action. Sethi demonstrates that anyone, regardless of starting income, location, or background, can achieve financial success by embracing structured habits, automation, conscious spending, negotiation, risk management, and continual personal growth. American and global examples reinforce the universality of his approach, showing that wealth is not an accident, but a predictable outcome of strategic design. Individuals who apply these lessons cultivate not just money but freedom, choice, and a life aligned with personal values. True richness in Sethi's framework. If this message resonated with you, subscribe and join us for more wisdom that fuels growth.